What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, and welcome back to yet another post-match fan show. The post-match fan show is your opportunity, it is your chance to have your say on everything Tottenham related. But Sim, how do they have their say?
Well, before every single post-match fan show, the link for the fan show is in the description below, where you'll be taken to the back end, you'll be see everyone waiting, and before we bring you on live on the fan show, live on YouTube, to have your say. But gold members, all gold members get priority for the fan show because we have a lot of callers waiting, so we gave priority to gold members. But how do you become a gold member?
I'm glad you asked me that, Sim, because it is very, very easy to become a gold member. There's actually two tiers of memberships: silver membership and gold membership. Silver membership, you get custom emojis, you get badges next to your name saying how long you've been a member, and you get monthly shout outs. But for the gold membership, you get everything that is in the silver perks, plus you get priority to come on to each and every one of our post-match fan shows. But not only that, you get monthly prizes as well. 3 gold members every month get called out from a hat on our last live watch long of every single month. And the 3 prizes are: the third prize will be a flag and a programme. The second prize will be one of these lovely We Are Tottenham TV shirts. We have 8 colours of them. Link in description, by the way, if you want to buy one. And number one prize for the giveaway is a signed Tottenham Hotspur shirt. So our first month, we gave away a signed shirt from Toby Alderweireld, and we have got many, many more signed shirts to give away. So click the link below, join our gold membership, and be in it to win it.
All right, now is the time for you guys to have your say. I want to hear your opinions on all things Spurs and the latest match action. Looking forward to having you guys on and hearing your opinions.
All right, we'll see you on the fan show.
Come on, you Spurs. All right, welcome to another post-match fan show. I'm here with John Cooper. My brother will be joining us in a bit. John, you excited for this?
I am, yeah. It's good to be back. I want to do this. Let's get it in. Let's get the fans in.
Well, we've drawn 3-3 away at LASK in our penultimate Europa League game. We're now qualified for the Europa League. And we're through to, just move up a bit. And we're through to the next stage of the Europa League. But it wasn't the best performance, was it?
No, it was scrappy. It was bitty. There were a load of players just felt like there was a lot of individuals on the pitch, but no real cohesion there. But I think you get that with Europa games. I'm not going to be too down on it. I'm sure we'll turn up against Arsenal. It'll be a completely different game, and we'll play really well. I think.
I hope you're right.
I'm not going to judge this game, and let it affect us for the rest of next few games. This is what happens in Europa. You're going to get these types of games. We're through. A lot of players got a good run out today, so that's all that matters for me. I'm not going to really be hung up on about it.
Okay, let's get into my grandpa.
Yes,
let's talk to him. Come on. Hi, Grandpa. How you doing?
Already.
Yes,
straight
first in.
Come on. You're always the first in.
Time. Hi, you guys.
Hey.
A new presenter.
I'm presenting us.
Come on.
Temporary, just stepping in. What did you think, Gramps? What did you think of the performance?
Grandpa's new grandson.
Should we be worried? What do you think about the individual performances? Anyone stand out for you?
We always play badly against bad teams.
Exactly, yeah.
It seems to be a habit that we've got. I thought it was a pretty bad game. I thought Sanchez had the most appalling game. Of all the players, he was really, really bad. The other players, they had some sparks again. I thought Bale now is continually to get better. He made one or two good runs. He made quite a few good passes. He went to sleep once, I think, when they got the second goal.
Mm-hmm.
But I reckon Dombele was the man of the match.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I think and particularly that was a beautiful, beautiful pass to Son.
Mm-hmm.
It was brilliant.
Yeah.
He made one of the others also. We should have had more goals, in fact. I mean, in terms of getting goals, we got very close to 2 or 3 times, and they just messed it up. Once or twice, they've got this habit now of not wanting to be as selfish as they used to, and they pass the ball away. I mean, Bale passed the ball to someone he should have gone straight for the goal.
I agree.
We've done that a couple of times lately. I think we've lost our fight, which is what we need. But it was an interesting game. I enjoyed it. I thought the second half was obviously better, but it was still okay. And
it was strange though, wasn't it? It was 3-3, but it felt like a game that could have been 0-0 or 1-1 or something. It didn't feel like a free flowing game, did it?
It did not.
That's right.
And do you think a lot of the disappointment from today comes from the fact that we played such a strong lineup from the start, and we didn't actually seem to rest as many players as you'd expect in how we've done in most Europa League games, and the fact that we went with such a strong lineup, yet we still didn't put in a very convincing performance? Was that the most worrying thing about today?
Our passing from the back, we never got through the middle. Certainly in the first half, the passing was very, very bad. Passing out from defence, it was which is unusual for Marino. It was a poor defensive play. I thought all the time, and they weren't giving the forwards the ball enough. They weren't getting it. Every time they managed to get in, they were that much faster, much brighter, much sharper. I don't know. Maybe they got what does you get when you fly?
Air miles.
Air miles. Do you know what? I actually think LASK played. I actually think they played really well, and they were very sharp and bright on the ball. And I think we're being very hard on ourselves, but they actually were. Air miles. I actually thought they worked really, really hard, and I think that's what happens when a team comes and they really start to play and they're really, really good on the ball, really sharp on the ball. It makes us look really bad, and we start to really judge ourselves. But I just thought they played all right, LASK. They came and really played on the front foot.
Was jet lag the word you're looking for?
Jet lag.
But I want to talk to you about Joe Hart, because he made a couple of quite bad errors today, letting a couple of goals slip through, and the fact that Paulo Gazzaniga hasn't been selected for the Europa League squad means that Joe Hart's been playing most of the games, and although he hasn't looked as suspect in previous games as he did tonight, did tonight's performance worry you a bit about him?
No, I don't think so. I think he played in the first half, particularly. He was playing quite well, and I think he only made one mistake. I mean, the one goal.
I think the first 2 goals he could have done better.
I'm not sure about the first one. I'm not sure about that. I think the second one, yes.
It went under his hand.
I don't think the second one, the first one, but the second goal, he definitely.
The second one. Yeah, that's what I think.
Should have actually been slightly more forward and should have been able to push it round. But the defence to that goal, I mean, Holberg slipped. Bale didn't even move himself, and he didn't actually give him that much chance. But yeah, you're right. But I don't know. I feel fairly safe with Hart. I feel fairly safe with him.
I do as well. I think he's been all right since we got him. I think he looks solid. Generally.
I think there's a constant theme whenever Hart's in goal, we seem to concede long-range shots, and I don't know why that is. And I don't know if it's his fault or maybe we're not closing down, but there's definitely a link there, because every time he's played in Europa League, a lot of the times we've conceded long range. A lot of the time we've conceded about 4 or 5 from long range when he's in goal. So I don't know if there's something to that or not. We have to wait and see.
Bloody good long range shots.
Yeah,
that's been good shots though.
Maybe he's just getting unlucky, or maybe there's a weakness there. I'm not sure.
Well, that third goal should have been closed down.
Yes.
He took 2 touches before he got his shot off. Karamoko.
But again, but then again, it's another goal to Joe Hart's left side, which is known as a weakness.
Yeah.
Joe
You
Hart
can't blame
goes
that
left.
third goal on Hart. That was the defence. They weren't closing the ball down. He should not have had that many touches before he got that shot off. They should have been on him.
Well, before we let you go, Grandpa, how are you feeling about going into the North London derby on Sunday? Are you feeling confident despite this result?
I didn't get a ticket.
You didn't get it, yeah, I know. Us neither. What
you
did we
not?
do? No, none of us got. It's such a shame. It would have been great to be in there, wouldn't it?
Did you get one?
No. Did you? No, John didn't get one either. No, none of us did.
I don't know what you're going to do if you get a ticket.
If we get one,
Yeah.
we'll have to we'll have to take in turns to go, or I don't know. We'll have to go, and then maybe John can do the watch-alongs. We'll have to wait and see. But how are you feeling going into the game? Are you confident?
Yeah. Yeah,
You are.
I'm confident. I'm confident about that. I'm confident about us just moving up. I think we've got a good team and we've got good backup if anybody gets injured. I mean, they didn't even play Vinicius. He didn't even bring Vinicius. Is he injured?
He was injured for today, yes. So
Was he?
apparently he's going to be back for Sunday. And Mourinho claiming that Kane has a little injury but should be fit for Sunday. Does that give you hope? Or does it worry you a bit? He might be holding a bit of an injury on Sunday, or you think he's going to be fully fit?
Yeah, but I think we've got a strong enough team that if Kane is injured, that we should be able to still do okay. I mean, I think that's the beauty of the team that we've got now. I think we've got backup for every single player, including the goalkeeper. Two backup.
Gramps, is there an Arsenal player that gets in an Arsenal Spurs 11? Is there an Arsenal player that would get into that?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't think there is.
You could argue maybe Aubameyang, but apart from him,
Ahead of Kane?
No, not ahead of Kane. On the left or on the right.
What, ahead of who?
Bergwijn or something, or Bale, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. But look,
Don't ask me
yeah.
questions like that.
Sorry for putting you on the spot.
Well, all right. Well,
See you guys.
looking
Thanks,
forward
Gramps.
to Sunday, Grandpa. Looking forward to seeing you Sunday. And hopefully we get a better performance than today.
Keep safe.
Thank you. You too. All right. It was good having my grandpa there. We've got a super chat here from Jerome
I'd like to ask the people watching though, who would get into the Spurs team out of the Arsenal team?
Well, I think
If we're being completely honest, do you think at the moment, Aubameyang at the moment?
Not at the moment.
He's completely. So right now, in current form, what would the starting 11 look like? I don't think any Arsenal player gets in.
Gabriel, maybe the centre back.
Ahead of?
Don't know. Dyer.
Maybe Dyer.
I don't know. Toby. No, yeah. I don't know. But Jerome Corridor says Joe Hart and Sanchez were appalling today, but Joe Hart let him rot as third choice keeper. Very strong
dear,
words.
harsh.
Very, very strong words. And then we have Sukram Butt said lucky to draw, deserved to lose, and not Moo's fault. No blame for Mourinho today.
Why though? Why? How can he not take any fault?
There's no blame. He says that Mourinho is blameless.
Okay,
John,
interesting.
do you agree with
Interesting. Well, I think if he's the manager, he has some blame, doesn't he? He picks the side.
He has some blame. Yeah.
Bailey's. Look at this.
No, but in fairness to Jose,
yeah,
he would say, look, he could have played a weakened team today, and he could have taken it easy, but he played a really strong team, and he couldn't. You can't really blame him for his team selection, can you?
Oh yeah, you can.
You can blame.
Yeah,
him.
you can.
You can blame him for playing a strong team.
No, you can blame. Look, if you lose, the manager's got to take some responsibility. The players that he puts out on the pitch, and if they lose, that's his doing. You know.
Okay, fair enough.
You can't just say he's completely blameless. That's the thing.
Mourinho saying after the game, without Son and Højbjerg tonight, I don't think we win that game. Well, we didn't win.
Who said that?
Maybe
Mourinho.
I think he means qualify.
Kane.
Okay.
What's the latest on Kane here?
What's the latest on Kane?
Just scroll up a bit.
And Mourinho and Kane, I believe he is going to be fit.
Mm-hmm.
He's having treatment, but I could be doing some bluff and pretend he's in trouble, but he's not, and I think he'll play.
That's good. Okay.
Against
So,
Arsenal.
yeah. There could be a double bluff. You know.
Could be a double bluff. You never know. We never know with Jose. But let's get Matt Hayes on. Matt Hayes is weighing in the background.
Hazy boy.
Hello, Matt Hayes. Oh, is he?
Are you
Oh,
frozen?
No, he's there. He's there. I think.
Am I here? I think.
Yeah, you're here.
Yeah,
You're here. We can see you.
Kind of lagging there.
Congratulations on winning the Gareth Bale giveaway, Matt. By
Thanks
the way,
very much.
first of all,
Tried to give it to someone else as well. I was a bit disappointed in you.
I was nearly. Carl Patrick Vineyard, man, he's a tough one to beat. You just got ahead of him. Do you remember that free kick well against Arsenal?
I don't remember watching it live, but I remember seeing videos when he signed of all these goals he scored. And I know a lot of the first ones were against Arsenal, so it's just a lucky punt, really.
Oh, lucky punt. Oh, I see. Oh, you're lucky. There you go.
I thought you said lucky something else then.
Less of that, John.
Sorry, microphone there.
All right, Matt. Talk to us.
We drew 3-3 with LASK today. We are through. Wasn't the best performance. But I think, do you think the main disappointment, I think, from Spurs fans today, because despite the result, even though we got through, do you think the biggest disappointment is the fact that we have played a really strong lineup tonight and we're just really poor performance and haven't turned up? Because if we would have played a weakened lineup, I think it's more forgivable that how disjointed we looked and whatnot, and how poor we looked at both ends of the pitch. But the fact that we actually went near full strength, considering the injuries we had, no Reguilon, Vinicius, Kane, but apart from them, we pretty much went full strength today. And we had the chance to see Højbjerg, Ndombele and Lo Celso today, which everyone's been calling for, and they completely didn't show up, or as a trio, they didn't show up anyway. So what are your thoughts?
Well, I think we can't criticise the lineup from Mourinho, I think, because at the end of the day, we want to win every game that we're playing, and he's made that very clear. The main goal for the team is to win the next game. So I think the fact that he put out such a strong team kind of proves that. It's shown he's not just saying this for the sake of saying it, but the only way that can pay off is if you go out and you win the game comfortably and you can take those big hitters off after 45 minutes or an hour or whatever it is. And I think personally, and I think a lot of people will be in the same boat, that's kind of what we expected, to put them to bed in the first half or early in the second half, and then be able to bring on the young players like we did against Ludogorets. But we were just abysmal. Now, I didn't get to watch a lot of the first half, so I was recording a podcast that ran over. But judging from what I've heard, I think I was quite lucky to.
Yeah, I was very lucky.
I was quite lucky to miss that. But if the second half was better than the first half, then I'm really, really concerned for that 45 minutes that I did miss. There's a few players who really weren't at it. Lo Celso was non-existent. Thought Doherty on the ball was very, very poor. The goals we conceded, I mean, Joe Hart for those first two goals. And I know John is saying maybe he shouldn't be at blame for that first one, but I think he is, because he's 35 yards out that strike, and it's not a very powerful strike. Now, fair enough, it is in the corner, but Hart just hasn't moved his feet. It goes under his arm as well, but he just hasn't moved his feet fast enough. He hasn't gotten across his goal, and any keeper at this level should be able to stop 99% of strikes from that far out, unless it is a vicious strike that's moving all over the place. I don't think Hart should have been beaten from there. And of course, the second goal, he's trying to save it with his wrist. I've never seen that technique before, which is questionable. But look, we lost to Antwerp in match day 3 in this, and we responded to that quite well, bugging on and winning 5 games on the bounce before that draw against Chelsea. If I had to choose a game over this period where the performance was lackluster, I would have chosen tonight, because we need to be able to get points off City, Chelsea, Arsenal on Sunday, and going into the next few weeks as well. So if a bad performance was going to come, I'm happy it was tonight, but of course it's still a difficult one to watch and a poor result that we have to take.
Yeah. Any question, John? I mean, I can ask something else. But...
who do you think played all right today? Well, in the second half, because I know you watched the second half.
I thought Bale looks decent in the second half. He's a bit more positive on the ball that we have seen from him. I know I heard he had a few kind of dodgy passes and stuff, and it was a strange decision for him to try and square that one to Son and put it in behind him. And I think that was half Son not expecting the pass as well. He was expecting Bale to tuck it away. I think I've said this in our last few games as well. When Dele Alli came on, he seems confident when he does get on the pitch, which for me is a bit strange, of course, given the entire situation that's going on. But for that penalty to, it takes a lot of confidence for anyone to put a penalty down the middle, because if it doesn't work, you look a fool. But someone who hasn't had as much game time as he had and getting the criticism he is getting, I thought he showed a lot of confidence to do that. I thought he performed well against Ludogorets last week as well. Aside from that, I can't really pick out anyone who deserves a mention. There's no one who's better than usual, that's for sure.
Aurier looked good when he came on, but only for like 5 minutes. But he actually looked pretty solid. What do you think about Aurier taking his place ahead of Doherty? Do you think that's merited?
Yeah, 100%. I think Doherty has to start the game on Sunday. Doherty or
Aurier? Sorry, you mean Aurier? Aurier starts.
Aurier. Am I saying it wrong?
You said Doherty. You said Doherty has to start.
Right. Sorry, no, I think Aurier starts on Sunday.
Yeah.
He's just been better this season. I think Doherty he was a good player to bring in. He was a good signing. I think a lot of us expected him to be that first choice right back. But I think if his performances aren't there, but the one benefit we can take from it is that Aurier has improved his game quite a bit, and he's been quite impressive this season. And that's the healthy competition that's brought into the squad when you do sign players. No matter what level they're at, the players on your team are going to improve. I think we've seen that with even Gareth Bale coming in. I thought we saw a good start to the season for Eric Lamela, especially, who I think we are missing with his injury. I think tonight would have been a perfect game for Lamela to really get stuck into that LASK defence and make them think about a thing or two that perhaps Bale and Son wouldn't have the bite to do. But yeah, I think Aurier starts on Sunday for sure.
And I want to know what you thought on, as I said at the beginning, that midfield three that everyone's been dying to see.
Yeah.
Didn't quite work today. Do you think that was just a whole team function kind of problem, or do you think that they're not ready to start together?
I think it was just the kind of the trend of the night. Everything was a bit disappointing for us. I wouldn't rule out, or I wouldn't say I don't want to see them starting in the league now because of that performance tonight. I think nobody was at it really, but it's a really good trio to have, and when they're on their game, I've no doubt they will be unplayable for the majority of teams. I think Lo Celso is definitely the poorest out of the three, which is a bit confusing really for me. But it's a great midfield trio to have, and I think Sissoko does get back in there for the game on Sunday against Arsenal. For me, that's a bit of a no-brainer. But it was disappointing, but kind of like everyone on the pitch tonight, really.
All right, nice one, Matt. Good to
Thanks,
see
Matt.
you again. Congratulations again for winning the Gareth Bale giveaway. Message
Thanks very
us
much.
what colour you want the We Are Tottenham TV shirts. We'll send that one to you in the post, and we look forward to see you wearing it.
Thanks a million. Appreciate it.
My pleasure, man. Nice. Cheers, Matt. All right. Also, I want a quick quote from Mourinho. Mourinho says he has the feeling that some of the Tottenham players have the feeling that they shouldn't be here. Then cites Son and Højbjerg as examples of guys who are first choice players but don't think they're above it. So he's kind of.
So he likes Son and Højbjerg's application even in the smaller games.
Yeah.
I wonder who he's referring to there specifically. Who do you think feels above it?
I think maybe he's saying Bale, maybe. But I thought
Do you
Bale played
think?
quite
No,
well.
I think Bale's got a good attitude. Always got a good attitude.
But who's he? Because if he's not pointing at Son and Højbjerg,
Ndombele,
he can't be playing at Ndombele.
he had a good game.
Lo Celso, maybe.
He works hard. No, he tries. He's a trier. Lo Celso.
I don't know
who he's referring to.
Let's take a look at some tweets before we get on the next caller. Let's look at some tweets. Are we there? Are we there? Behind?
Are we in?
There we go. First one from Taz Coys100 says, terrible performance, but job done essentially. A win or a draw really made no difference in terms of topping the group.
Agreed.
Bale is back amongst the goals, says Spurs official. Here's a picture of him scoring his penalty. At Laz, I don't know how to say it, Laz QET Johnson says, one awful display, but a result doesn't change the fact we need to be amped up to top the group. 2, Sanchez and Doherty Hart were awful. 3, this group of players have played together 8 games, still look like strangers. That's interesting. 4, Bale, Lo Celso were also disappointing. 5, bring on the North London derby.
Yeah, I think he's sort of nailed that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
At Jack FTBL says the only player who was good today, and a picture of Japhet Tenganga.
It's good to have him back, isn't it? It's good to have him back. His aggression, he's sort of in that run he did where he was like smashing past every player and just lost the ball at the end. But I thought he was doing really well.
FT Heritage says, I'll start first. Lo Celso had a very bad game. I did not expect him to start deeper with Ndombele ahead, but still should have done a lot better. Was really disappointed with everything, and he only created 1 chance. No excuses from Bale. That should have been put away. That was the chance that Bale had a 2-on-1.
I don't think you can put that all on Bale. I think Son could have stuttered his run a little bit and held back so that he could play the ball almost backwards a little bit, and he would have got it. But he got ahead of the ball, Son. So the chemistry wasn't there, the communication wasn't right there. But I don't think you can just blame that on Bale. It's too lazy just to blame that on Bale. You've also got to blame that on Son as well.
Just a reminder for all Gold members as well, if you want to come on and give your opinions, link is in the community section, and you can click the link and come on to have your say on today's game. But next up, we have Marcelo. Yes, Marcelo. How
Come
we
on,
doing, man?
boys.
Come
I'm
on.
Come
doing
on.
good.
Brutal knockout stages. Oh, why is no one ever on budget?
How many
Come on.
PlayStation games have you got in the background there? Bloody hell.
I play a lot of games. I watch a lot of movies.
The towers.
But no, it was. Listen, we got through the group. That's all that matters. You know what I mean? Whether we're first or second, to me, that never really mattered. I don't care who we get in
Agreed.
knockout phase. We're gonna,
Even though if we have to play
we gotta
teams
be
who
ready.
dropped out from the Champions League, doesn't matter.
I mean, listen, Mourinho, I think the 2 Champions League he's won, he got second place in this group. So, you know what I mean? It doesn't really make it much of a big difference. Any team in a knockout stage is tough. You just got to take them seriously. And we didn't take LASK seriously today. I agree with Jose Mourinho. I thought some of those players were kind of passengers. And listen, I don't like, always going at players and stuff like that, especially, the Bale, sometimes the hate, not hate, but like criticism that Bale is getting. I think it's going to take a long time for Bale to get to that fitness. I don't know.
Why though? Can I ask why though? I mean, how long does fitness take as a 31-year-old?
Well, you haven't been shifted out of the team for 2 years. Anyway, go on,
Yeah.
Marcelo.
I was going to say, yeah, exactly what you're going to say. When you haven't played football in 2 years, it's very tough to just come back and play at a high level. You look at Baller, right? He's an absolutely gifted player, but it took him at least a year to get used to the Premier League and get to that fitness. Now, if you considering a guy like Bale who has not played football for a year, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't like he was playing, but he was just adapting to the league. He just hasn't played football. It's gonna take a long time for the guy to recover. So give Bale some love, give him some time, man. I think by February he should be getting there.
By February.
I'm telling you, bro, it's gonna take a long time.
I just think that his you would definitely be able to see his pace by now, and I don't think we can. Pace is you don't show pace with fitness. Pace is something that you have straight away. No, you don't need like 6 months to see your sprints.
I disagree.
I think his pace has gone, his explosiveness has gone, and we're probably only going to see about 20% of the peak Bale that we saw, in 2013.
I don't know about
Listen,
that.
you could be right, but by
I hope I'm wrong, but
January
surely you
or
should be able to see his
February.
pace, his raw pace, but that's gone.
I think I disagree. I think fitness, I think that's a massive part of pace and just the timing, getting that fluidity back in football.
Okay.
I mean, nowadays you look at these athletes and the diet that they're in and the condition. I mean, you look at Zlatan, right? Players at 38 don't look like that. Back in the old days. I don't know, if you watch old days in football, but they don't look like that. You know what I mean? So it's a lot different. The game is a lot different now. It's a lot faster. So it's going to take him time. But I would say this: I'm so tired of Davinson Sanchez. I was talking in the show, man. I mean, it's like basically, okay, if you get in Davinson Sanchez, you're guaranteed to concede 2 goals. I've been saying it's the usual suspects, bro. You ever seen The Usual Suspect?
Yeah.
Maybe he'll have a few good games, but guess what? The greatest trick the devil has ever pulled is making people believe that he never existed or whatever the quote was. I must have butchered that quote, but
No,
I'm just saying, bro.
spot on.
But I'm like that's what he does, bro. You will have few games, and then you're like, oh, Davis Ascension, he's looking like getting on track, and then boom, shocker, just shocker, and it's just like since the 4 years he came in here, he's been doing that nonstop. Now I'm willing to give guys like Winks and Deli another chance because they've offered something to the club before. If we can get Deli in the back of the, back at that old form, 2016 where he was just, just scoring goals and, really just being on fire, getting that aggression. I feel like we got a player, right? But for Davinson Sanchez, since he came here, I have not seen anything from him, man.
Yeah.
So I'm just tired of him.
I'm starting to lose patience with Sanchez as well. But look, we've got Joe Rodon as well now. We've got
The
other
Welsh
centre-backs,
Maldini, bro.
and they're ahead of him in the queue at the moment. And it's for a defender we signed for 42 million. At the end of the day, I think we're probably gonna have to take a loss on him if we do sell him, wouldn't we?
I said it in the West Ham game. How is Sanchez, who's playing alongside Tanganga, how is Tanganga looking more like a senior player than Sanchez
Exactly.
is?
Tanganga looks more seasoned, definitely.
Yeah. How does that happen, bro? This is a seasoned player, and he's making he just stands there and just he looks like he's posing for a photo, man. I'm like, what are you doing? Close him off.
So
And
he looks like a confidence player, Sanchez. When I watched him today, he just looks so on the edge of like confidence, and I felt like if things weren't going to go his way, he could completely crumble. And that's the problem with Sanchez. He's so on that knife edge of confidence that like when it's not going his way, like you can really see him collapse.
Yeah,
and I saw that today.
It's the mentality. I've been, I said it since West Ham. I said it like Sanchez just does not have a mentality to win us a trophy. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to win a trophy, I know people go on Eric Dyer, and I go on Eric Dyer, but at least Eric Dyer, when he makes a mistake, he picks himself up, he goes on, he plays the game. Sanchez, he makes a mistake, he completely collapses, bro.
Yeah, he crumbles. That's the difference. Yeah,
and I just can't stand that, you know what I mean? And he's just been like that. But listen, we got through the group.
Yeah.
Bring on the knockout phase. I'm ready, bro. We're gonna win this Europa League. I'm confident. You know what I mean? This was just another blip. And listen, this is gonna be I said this to my friend. LASK is gonna be tougher than Arsenal, bro. I'm telling you, Arsenal finished.
I agree. I agree. I thought LASK showed up today, and I think we're not giving them enough credit. I thought they were pretty tidy on the ball. I thought they were bright, sharp. There was good interplay. There was good passing. And I think sometimes you can look too negatively on yourselves, but actually not give enough credit to the opposition. I just want to say, I think they came and they came to play today, and that made us look bad, and we're looking at ourselves for all the problems and the issues and everything, but actually a lot of that could actually be handed to them, and actually it was a good passing display, I thought, by LASK.
Isn't the reason for that because we played such a strong lineup tonight, and considering we played such a strong lineup, that indicates we're taking this game seriously, and if we are taking this game seriously and we struggled as badly as we did, isn't that a worrying sign?
I thought personally we were missing Sissoko. I've been saying it. I've always talked about balance. Listen, Lo Celso, my bad, and Ndombele, they're absolute amazing players on their day, right? But you put them together, it's just not enough physicality in that midfield. You need a balance in a team. And Sissoko, he brings that physicality, he brings that pace, he brings that, that work rate that you need in the midfield. He's always chasing in the ball. Like Sissoko is the man, bro. Like, people do not give Sissoko enough love. He is a very good player. He may not be like the best, most technically gifted footballer in the world, but guess what? He works his socks off. He's the most fit. He's our most fit player. He's the most fit player, and he's an absolute tank, and he bosses that midfield. And we were missing that today. We were missing Sissoko today. People laugh at me.
No, but I'm not laughing. But isn't it?
No.
Isn't it a disappointment when we have Højbjerg, Ndombele and Lo Celso on a pitch against a team who, by all objective marks, are inferior to Spurs? You got to say that in the playing department. You definitely got to say that, and that you shouldn't need two defensive midfielders against these players when you got Lo Celso and Ndombele there. You should be dominating possession, and you should be more creative than they were.
Well, listen, man, football's changed, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you got to respect every team nowadays. And, you can't just expect that these guys want to qualify. LASK wanted to qualify today. You know what I mean?
It meant a lot to them. You could see
it meant a lot to them.
Yeah.
You got to respect that. You know what I mean? The only thing that Arsenal frightens me is that they're in a relegation battle. So they're going to be fighting for their lives. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even joking. That's the only thing that frightens me about Arsenal. So you got to go in there with that type of respect, bro. You know what I mean? So it's like, we didn't respect them today. And it's all about balance. In the team sheet, it's all about balance. You can have look at United. You can have some of the greatest players in the world, and sure, that individual talent will someday, show up and get you a result. But if you don't have the team balance, you don't have the right players, the right physicality, the right creativity, all that, together, you're not going to get the results you want. I'm telling you.
All right.
All right.
Marcelo, you confident for
Come
Sunday?
on.
Of course he's confident. Look at him. Look at him.
Pre-match.
3-0, bro. 3-0. We're gonna smash them men, bro. They're in a relegation battle. The process of relegation is to win the championship, not the Premier League. All right, come on, you Spurs. Let's go.
Nice one, Marcelo.
Cheers for coming on. We do have a couple super chats here. Colin Lumsden says Son should have run on and scored instead. He tried to let Bale run through, thinking Bale would score. If Son had used his pace, he would have scored. That was the moment when Bale squared it.
Yeah, I felt as though if he picked the ball up, that would definitely been a goal.
Right.
But I think it just sort of like he kind of let it go to Bale, and then
I think Bale was definitely not offside, where Son was maybe offside.
Yeah.
And then TJ Lewis says, fair play to LASK. They wanted it more than us, clearly. We just looked too comfortable. Not as comfortable as that sweater, though, mate. Fashion.
Oh, me. Is that me? Sweater?
F off you Gooners. I think that's you,
That's
mate.
this,
I
yeah.
think that's a nice little sweater.
Yeah.
You're raising the bar, some would say.
I agree with that comment, by the way. I think they really wanted it, LASK.
Oh, not the sweater.
Yeah, not the sweater comment, but no, LASK really, really wanted it. And I think, we can't forget that. They really came for the win.
I do agree with that. But next
Who
we
we
got the number one Irish Yid.
Oh, controversial.
Self-proclaimed.
Self-proclaimed.
We did just have an Irish Yid
Yeah.
just on before, but David Harris takes the cake, unfortunately. David, nice to have you back on, mate. Wasn't the best performance, was it?
Look, I said in my pre-match show, first of all, that it wasn't going to be an easy game because they were still fighting for chance to get out the group, and they were going to give it everything they have.
They gave it everything.
But look, at the end of the day, we're Tottenham Hotspurs. We should really be rolling over these teams. We really should be. And look, to me, the biggest question tonight is attitude. Listening to Jose Mourinho's comments, I think he's using Son and Højbjerg because a bit like Sir Alex Ferguson used to do with players, because he knows they'll be able to take it on the chin. It's not. I don't think it's fully directed at them. I think it's just directed at the squad in general about an attitude. But the result could be a blessing in disguise for the Arsenal game.
But what was, in terms of the team lineup that we put out, doesn't that show that we were Mourinho himself, anyway, he was taking the game seriously? So is it up to the players then to show the right attitude, in your opinion? Is it not? Is Mourinho exempt from criticism for the performance today?
Look, we were all surprised by the lineup. First of all, we were all happy enough to go with the lineup from last week. But look, he gave us a good lineup. Look, Lo Celso, Ndombele and Højbjerg, they really should have dominated that midfield. There's no excuses for it tonight. The only thing I will say is that looking at the Arsenal game, they will have Reguilon on the left side, Aurier on the right side, two centre-backs that can pass the ball, better technicians on the ball as well, Harry Kane dropping deep, helping them out as well. So, and look, you have to remember, we had no striker up front tonight. But when Bale tried to square it to Son, he should have took that. He should have took that himself.
I agree.
As soon as we missed it, I kind of knew we were going to regret it, to be honest.
Yeah, a lot of the time when you miss those big chances, you do live.
I don't agree with that. I think when he played that ball sideways, Son was ahead of the ball. You should never be ahead of the ball when you're awaiting a pass. You should always be behind the ball, because then you can always step into the pass. You know what I mean? So Son was as much to blame as Bale was in that instance, I think.
Look, I understand where you're coming from, but look, if that was Harry Kane or Son on the ball, they would have finished that, not a problem. They wouldn't have even thought about squaring it, to be honest. Like we've seen time and time again where we've kind of missed chances to come back to bite us in the ass. Tonight is one of them. Newcastle was one. West Ham was another one. But look, I hope that it motivates the dressing room even more for Sunday. That's all that we can kind of really take from today. It was a letdown, but at the end of the day, it's job done.
Doesn't matter, job done, I think. Yeah, job done.
I agree, but I want to read a quote here from Mourinho. He says, I think it's a question of attitude, which I experienced before. Even at Man United, I had a similar situation when we lost 2 away matches in the group phase, and when we get to the knockouts, you get better opponents and more difficulties. The team faces matches in a different way. Do you think that Spurs face different kind of matches to different kind of levels in a way that Mourinho's saying? He's kind of maybe he's accusing the team of maybe underestimating certain opponents or facing different matches in a way they shouldn't.
Yeah, look, I can see where it's coming from. I can see where he's coming from with that, because if you look against some of the smaller teams, we haven't been great. We've got over the line. We've scraped over the line, really. But look, we all know, as they're like people that play football and stuff like that, it's a lot easier to get up for the bigger games, the rivals, and the games that really matter. And these smaller games, it's about just not going through emotions and basically you just have to outrun them and outmatch their aggression. And tonight, it just looked like they didn't want to be there. To me, it looked like they thought if they turned up, they just thought they were going to walk it. Well, it was never going to be the case. But look, I can understand what Mourinho was saying, or that comment there. That's 100%.
So yeah, it needs to be sorted out. And what did you? I also want to get your opinion on that midfield three we started tonight, Højbjerg, Ndombele, Lo Celso. A lot of people have been calling for it. A lot of people have been very excited at the prospect of those three. I know it was the first time we saw it, and it's a Europa League away game in Austria, and maybe it wasn't the best conditions for it. But what was your initial thoughts, and do you think we can use that trio going forward at some point?
Yeah, look, I was very excited when I seen it. I honestly didn't expect it tonight, and I really expected a lot more. I thought maybe we'd be on the ball a lot more, and we'd carve them open a lot more, and be look a lot more creative than what we have done in recent weeks. But look, it was very disappointing. But like I said, the only thing that you can't take from it is that they are going to have better players in and around them Sunday, which also makes their job a lot easier. But as well, like you look at tonight, like a player that a lot of people slate for me is Sissoko. He doesn't get enough credit. You can see, like, not that he should have played tonight, but you can see what he does offer to the team now, especially in his defensive role, doubling up with Aurier and stuff like that. But look, in these games, we shouldn't really be playing two defensive midfielders. These are the three we all wanted to see, and it was a big letdown. But look, they are going to get their chance again, and look, hopefully they will be a lot better.
And Joe Hart tonight, do you think if Joe Hart doesn't play today, do you think we win the game?
Look, for me that's a hard one, because look, Joe Hart hasn't really put a foot wrong. He's done well when he's come in. He's done what we needed him to do. So look, I'm not really going to get on the players back too much today. It's job done. But look, yeah, Joe Hart really should have saved them. The first two goals, especially in my eyes. Maybe he probably should have saved the third one. I don't think Gazzaniga would have let the first two in myself. But look, he adds more than that to the team. It's his mentality, his winning attitude, and everything else, and just the fact that he's a proven winner to the dressing room. That's why we got him.
That's why I like him. Yeah, good influence in the dressing room.
I agree, but hopefully you can bring that winning mentality to the team. It seems so. But David, thank you again for coming on. It's been a pleasure having you on. Everyone, go subscribe to the Irish Yid YouTube channel. Do it right now. David, thank you.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks for coming on. Really good talking to you again. And see you on either tomorrow or Sunday or both.
Yeah, look, I should be on tomorrow, but I've Astro from 7 to 8, so I might have to do it in an outside location. So hopefully the signal will be okay.
Looking forward to it. Different little setting to the usual setup.
Yeah, a little new setting, but look, I'll definitely get on. It's not one I can miss. It's the game I've been looking forward to since the final whistle on the Chelsea game. And look, I'm fully confident going into North London Derby. Make no mistakes about that. I want everyone else to be up and excited for it as well, because I honestly feel we are going to give them a spanking and show them who the boss of North London is. Come on, you Spurs, and enjoy every
score prediction for that game?
I'm going to go 3-1. Just
okay.
Because Aubameyang does like a goal against us. So
all right.
That's true.
Good man.
Looking forward to it. Nice one, David. See you in a bit, mate.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on. Always good to speak to David Harris. Next up, Fabian.
Need to change that graphic there, Frank.
Fabian Riley. Hey, Fabian, you alright? Hello? Has he crashed? Fabian? Is he on mute?
Fabianski.
No, we're going.
Oh, he's here.
Oh, he's here. We got him back. Send him back. Get him back on.
We can hear you. We just can't see you. 1 second.
I'm trying to get you back on.
Here
there
we go.
You
Now
go.
we can see
Hi,
you.
Fabian. You alright, mate? Hello? No, we can hear you now. But now you stop talking.
Say something,
we
Fabian.
We can hear you.
I'm here.
Yeah. I can hear you. Can you hear me? I don't know what's going on here.
Are you there? What time is it there?
I don't know what's going on, mate.
We'll come back. We'll come back to you, Fabian. Don't worry. We'll come back to you.
Who else is there? Hello, mate.
Hello, mate. Who we got here?
Hey guys, how's it going?
How's it going? Right? We don't know your name. What's your name, brother?
The name's Marks B from Mauritius Island.
Hey, Mauritius. Nice. Port Louis? Are you from Port Louis?
Port Louis. You guys should come down here. Once we win the league, come down to Port Louis and let's have a party.
Right, yeah, you got a deal. You got a deal. Yeah, party.
So much party.
No.
Excellent, mate.
Brilliant.
You watched the game today, and what did you think of the performance?
Yeah, I thought it was a weird one. I thought we threw away a chance to just build some form of synergy by choosing to play the ball long. Clearly, Son is not the kind of player who's comfortable with the aerial duels. So once you play the ball long, as though you've got Harry Kane up top or as though you've got Vinicius, then that's obviously going to be a problem. So a lot of the times, we did have a chance to at least build some sort of synergy and just some sort of just to have a good spell, really. But we kept on doing the same thing over and over, and it wasn't working. So to be fair, I think a draw is a bit of a flattering result for us. We deserved to not win this game. But at the same time, we can't. We have to say this team was on self-destruct. The team we're up against, they kept on making some, especially the penalties. Yeah, they kept on making some very unavoidable mistakes. So in that light, perhaps we did deserve a point at the end of the day. But I am a bit worried going into the future because we seem to have this thing. I don't think when I look at the Antwerp game, the way we lost 1-0 there, and when I look at what happened tonight, it seems to be a pattern there where when we go away to some of these tricky places on these cold winter nights, we just can't seem to get going enough. And it kind of worries me that I think we've said it before. I've heard it said before, rather, that we seem to be more reactive than trying to be proactive,
yeah.
play to our strengths. And it kind of worries me that, especially as things stand, I think we might likely face one of the stronger oppositions. And I think I'm predicting a draw against Antwerp in the last game. And we may likely face an RB Leipzig or one of them teams that will fall from the Champions League. So there's lots of work to be done, certainly. There's definitely
Do you not think? I think Gramps made a good point. He says, we do tend to play better against better teams, and we do tend to look a little bit stale against the bad teams. And I've always thought that, even in the Champions League. Do you remember when we had like the easiest Champions League group and we didn't qualify? Do you remember we had to play?
Right.
And then when we had the
Ghent,
group of death that we actually finished top, I think it was. That's Spurs, isn't it? Like, we tend to do better against the better teams, and we tend to look a little bit stale against the bad teams. Does that still worry you, or do you think that when we come up against better opposition, we'll actually start to look like a good team again?
I think at the end of the day, you can only beat the team that's in front of you. So, yeah, we take the point. We look forward to Antwerp. I really feel as though Mourinho is going to galvanize the team for that game, to say play this game as though it's a round of 16 game. So I think it's going to be interesting. I would love to see Harry Winks back in the team. I thought today was a big miss, especially in terms of that fluidity that I was talking about. I think he was a big miss today. Giovanni, it's hard to, I don't know, he's in a weird place at the moment. He seems to be devoid of any form, confidence perhaps, but he's not the Lesolso that he was at the tail end of last season.
Absolutely. He was amazing, wasn't he? Like, tail end of last season, he's like unplayable almost.
Yeah. So I'm just hoping that we can get a glimpse of that before, especially going into the festive season when the games will be coming thick and fast. We need everyone to get back to ship-shape form.
And does it bother you? Obviously, next we got Antwerp after the North London derby, and as you say, we need a win to finish top. Do you mind if we finish top or second? Do you think it makes a big difference?
I don't think so. I think the way Spurs have shown is that when we decide to play, when we turn up, we can beat any team, whether it's Real Madrid, Barcelona. That's what we've seen in the game against Chelsea. Just imagine if that Chelsea game had been a two-leg tie. First leg ends at 0-0. You go back to the lane. There's a lot of hope. So I think Tottenham is the kind of team which, you can go in confident. Although, of course, would make our life much, much easier by finishing top. So I would prefer that we rather finish top than finish second.
All right.
Okay, nice one.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Really good comments, good insights, man.
Yeah, it's my first time. I tried to
Yeah.
connect from my phone, but unfortunately, I wasn't having much luck with that. So I
Yeah,
had to
I think there's an app you need to
improvise with
download.
my
I
laptop.
have to have
We'll
it.
take you up on the party if we win the league.
Yeah,
all right, we're
please,
coming.
Call in again, man. That was,
We're
really, that was a
coming.
really good call. That was a really good call.
You
have to
take
call in
care,
again.
guys. Come
Take
on, you
care, man.
Spurs. Take
Come on, you
Thank you.
Spurs.
Yeah, cheers for calling in.
That was good.
That was
International
good.
fans. It's nice to see from all
Course,
around the
we're
world.
international here. It's
Yeah, it's really
we don't
good.
discriminate against
Yeah.
anyone. Praveen is coming on.
Where are you
now.
from, Praveen? How you doing, buddy?
Hi, good. How are you?
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
Thanks.
good, man.
Where are you coming from here today?
I'm from Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia.
Georgia.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, nice. Don't mention anything, John.
No, we're not going to talk
About
American
any
politics or
presidential-
anything. We're just going to leave
It's
that. We'll
fine,
talk
it's
about
just-
Spurs.
Spurs
Spurs only.
nothing else.
Yeah. How did you see the game going? Like, what were your initial reactions to it?
I think like everyone, I was really excited for the ultimate attacking midfield, but it didn't pan out, and I think that's mainly because Sanchez and Tanganga, they didn't look very confident on the ball.
Yeah.
So if you want to build up through the back, you need to have center backs that are confident on the ball, and they clearly weren't. And that combined with, LASK, like they came to play, so their press was really good. So whenever, Sanchez in particular was getting hounded on the ball, like Doherty would be too far up to like really assist him on that. So they just, bomb it up to the striker. And if it's Kane or Vinicius, I mean, that works most of the time. But Son's not, he's not very good in the air. So that doesn't really end up working. And, yeah, I think we really missed having like a true target man up front. Like I even think Bale could have done a better job than Son because he's just better in the air. So I thought that was interesting.
No, I think that's a really good point. I mean, we're sort of giving the midfield a hard time, but I think the problem was we weren't able to transition the ball from defence into the midfield, and I think partly that was because Sanchez looked lacking in confidence. So when he got the ball,
Playing it
and he was hounded by, like as you say, like the high press of LASK. It was just sort of like these sort of like little kind of no man's land balls going, looking for a target man, which weren't finding anyone. And that was kind of the pattern of play for especially the first half, but also second half as well. And with Tanganga as well, they weren't, with Toby in there, he picks a pass, doesn't he? I think when you take Toby out, there's sort of like that missing link in there of finding.
No, I think Toby and Dyer. Both of them also picks up passes.
Yeah, but Toby especially for me. But yeah, good points about that. I think I don't blame the midfield so much. I actually blame the transition from defence into midfield.
Potentially, but I want to get your... Yeah, go on, Praveen, sorry.
No, I was just going to say there's no way to, like you said, if you can't get the ball to the midfield, there's not really much they can do in that situation.
Exactly. Yeah, that's how I saw it as well.
There's a quote from Mourinho. Mourinho says he, quote, knows the Europa League group phase doesn't motivate some of his players, he said. Who do you think he's talking about?
Doesn't motivate some of his players. I'm not sure, because the people that are getting chances in Europa should take those chances, Like Sanchez isn't really going to get much Premier League time, so I don't know how the Europa League wouldn't motivate him. So
he says some of his players who feel they should not be there. He uses Højbjerg and Son as an example of players who are playing at the same level in every competition they play. So he's not talking about Højbjerg and Son, but he's claiming that he knows that the Europa League group phase doesn't motivate some of his players. And I wonder
who that he's referring to.
Who he's referring to.
Could be Bale.
You think Bale?
Could be Bale. Used to Champions League, top of everything. Suddenly he's playing in Europa, but I don't want to think that, but it could be referring to Bale.
I think it could be Lo Celso and Ndombele,
Ndombele had a good game.
I know he had a good game, but I just think that's who he could be referring to.
And then he goes on to say Mourinho had a scathing attack on the attitude of the fringe players, saying in the knockout phase the spine of the team becomes stronger because instead of a couple of players you play 5 or 6 players that gives you more guaranteed of an attitude and performance level. Is he claiming that some players that you can't guarantee their performance level when they're on the pitch?
I didn't understand that comment. What do you...
He's saying... Yeah, go on, Praveen.
I think this can relate to like how we play bad against bad teams and like good against good teams. I think it's not really the level of opposition that we're against. It's just the teams that we put out. Like against Europa League bottom teams, we don't really put out like our top strength like Hoiberg and Sissoko spine in the middle teams. So we always try to throw out a team of fringe players and then expect the synergy to be the same, and it just can't be. So I think that's the main reason for that.
But we did today, though.
Yeah, we did today. But I think Doherty really showed that he can't be first choice ahead of Aurier in this. Yeah. After this,
what is it about his game then that you think's not quite up to the same level as Aurier's at the moment?
As much as we like last season, Aurier would always be caught out of position, bombing too far forward. Yeah. I think Doherty's even worse at that because that's his natural position as a wingback. So I think he's just so used to that there's so many times where he would be, caught out of position, just being too far ahead, and then once he lost the ball in the press, it would just be a 3-on-3 break.
And going into the North London derby, obviously we're still unbeaten for the vast majority of our games. We've lost a couple, looked at Antwerp and Everton, but we've been in good form this season. Do you think this halts our momentum a bit, considering we played such a strong lineup and we didn't get the performance we wanted, or do you think we still go into the North London derby as confident as ever?
I think we'll go in as confident as ever because I don't think what was it after Antwerp they said Mourinho didn't even talk about the loss. He just let it stew or whatever. I think he's just going to kind of do a similar thing. So listen, we got the point. It is what it is. I think we'll be fine. But slightly worryingly, Arsenal's, doing well in their Europa League game right now. So I think they're going to, go in with a lot of confidence, and it's going to be a fun derby game. So
looking forward to it.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Yeah.
All right.
Cheers. Thanks for calling in, buddy.
Thank you.
No, nice one. That was a good call as well. Next, we have Alex. Which Alex is
Which
it?
Alex have we got?
I'm not sure. It's like an Alex lottery when it comes on.
Russian
he's
roulette.
gone? Oh, he's gone. No okay. Alex, apparently.
Nolix.
Well, the numbers have not come up. But we have Ariane.
Wow, you're on first terms with everyone. I love it.
Yeah, 100%. He has Ben Davis as his AVI.
He's got a gaming chair as well.
Yeah, this guy knows what
clearly
it's all
a gamer.
About. He knows what it's all about. Davis was captain tonight, but the performance didn't live up to Ben Davis' captaincy, did it?
Not the one that was against last time around, where he was actually quite good. But this time, I guess just not because he played at left center back. But just the performance today wasn't very good. I especially the first half, we got dominated, and we got pretty lucky to get that penalty at the edge of halftime to give us a little bit of momentum going into the second half. But look, Alex is back.
Alex is back. Okay.
Yes, he is. It's gonna.
We'll get him on after.
I'm probably gonna stick around and see what he says. But the thing is, the fact that we drew 3-3, it doesn't worry me very much because at the end of the day, we came in here to qualify for the Europa League first and foremost, and we did that, the knockouts. And just because we drew, I don't think that's gonna halter our momentum too much. We had a even worse than this at Antwerp, and you saw how we bounced back then. And reading into Europa League games is a little bit. It's not very effective because you see Arsenal have been doing well in Europa League all season. I think they've had all wins. I don't think they've lost or drawn a single game in their Europa League group stage. And you can see in the league they're not doing so hot. But this is our second game in the Europa League that we haven't gotten 3 points in the group stage, and we're top of the league. So I don't think reading into it is very good because it just doesn't give you that much of an actual perspective. It doesn't translate very well into the Premier League. It's a completely different game. And we had a completely rotated defense here. We had 5, including the goalkeeper, we had all of them rotated. So it's not even the same defense. We've had an imbalanced midfield, which I've been saying won't work. Our fans have been calling for it to see Lo Celso, Højbjerg, and Ndombele, but it just won't work. It's not balanced. And Ndombele can't play that Sissoko role, and neither can Lo Celso. It doesn't work. And I know you're talking about that transition from defense to midfield, but even when the midfielders did have the ball, they weren't doing very much with it anyways. I think our pass accuracy on the night was 67% or something really bad. And our attack, we had no target man in Vinicius or Harry Kane. We had Heung-min Son up front with Gareth Bale and Lucas Moura, who also 2 of those players very rarely start in the Premier League, with the one that does start not even playing in his position. So trying to read into this very much it's just not gonna work. It's not gonna translate at all into the Premier League, I'd say.
We're reading too much into it. We got the job done, even though it wasn't that convincing. I think is the reason. Yeah.
But Jose Mourinho's comments after the game saying he knows that the Europa League group phase doesn't motivate some of his players who are out on the pitch. Do you think, first of all, do you think he's right? And second of all, who do you think he's referring to?
I do think he's right, and I think he's probably talking about. I think it could be Sanchez first and foremost. I don't think he's put in a great performance today, and I think it's probably someone like you meant, like Lo Celso. I don't think Lo Celso was good on the night either. I think it's just some players who are like, why am I here? I don't want to play this. Just like how we did at Antwerp, all the players on that night were kind of just like, it's Antwerp, it's Europa League, let's just get it over with.
I think he's referring to Lo Celso and Ndombele personally. I think Sanchez had a point to prove by coming back in, and I think he wouldn't have let the team down. He wouldn't have deliberately gone out and gone, I can't be bothered.
Do you think maybe Lucas Moura or Gareth Bale, could he be talking about either of them?
No, I think they're real triers. You can say a lot about them, but they're always triers. Moura always tries, Bale always tries. He was dropping deep, helping the team out today. I don't think Bale's got that attitude of can't be bothered.
Another quote I want to read from Mourinho, which I felt quite interesting. Mourinho said, "Some players are fundamental for us, and I always need on the pitch in any circumstances. As example, Højbjerg and Sonny. Without them, I don't think we would have a positive result."
He loves those two, doesn't he?
Do you agree with him? Do you think Højbjerg and Son are completely fundamental to the team, and even in games like LASK away, you can't afford to play without them?
If not Son, definitely Højbjerg. I mean, the guy, without him, we fall apart. We saw how he's transformed our team with an out-and-out center defensive mid, and he's doing such a good job at it. If we don't have someone who can protect the back line the way he does, we could have conceded a lot more than 3 today with the chances they were creating. I think Højbjerg is definitely very crucial. Son, on the other hand, I think he's very good. I think he's a world-class player, but I don't think he's like irreplaceable and totally crucial. I think we could definitely, stick more and get that engine across, because Son doesn't always score either. So we can have someone like Lucas Moura just have that defensive role that he does, and so we could still have Harry Kane and Gareth Bale with the quality that he brings for the goal scoring threat. So I think he's very crucial if we want to do things like challenge for the title. But I think if we're going for a game like LASK away, I don't think he's very super needed.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But with Højbjerg, if you're saying he's that crucial, and if Mourinho is saying he's that crucial that he needs him on the pitch under any circumstances, does that mean he's going to get burnt out before the end of the season? Are we not at risk of overplaying him if he has to play every game?
He doesn't have to play every game. He doesn't have to play in the 8th tier of English football against Marine. But he does have to play some games that are important to us. For example, the North London Derby, the games that we need to qualify for the Europa League, the games that we need to qualify for the difficult games of the cups, difficult games in the Premier League. I think he has to play those games, but I don't think he has to play every single game, especially not the not so crucial ones, like the ones at the end of the group stage that mean nothing. I don't really mind if we win the group or not, because I'd rather just keep some players fit for the next game in the Premier League, which I find much more important. Because I think if we get someone from the Champions League coming down anyways, we're going to be able to handle them. Because even if we get a team like Real Madrid, because the reason they're dropping down for Real Madrid is their group's not that difficult. It's Inter Milan, themselves, Shakhtar Donetsk, and Mönchengladbach. They're good teams in their own right, but it's not like they just lost the group of death, right? The reason teams drop down is because they do poorly, and if they do poorly in the Champions League, that doesn't mean they're not going to do poorly in the Europa League, especially with the teams.
Except for if you're Sevilla.
That's a little bit different, because Sevilla owns the Europa League at this point.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on. What were you saying?
I was just gonna say, if they come down poorly, then that means they're gonna keep carrying their run of form. So if you see a team like Tottenham, who are doing very well, even if we did lose that game against Antwerp and draw that game against LASK, we're still doing very well on our domestic form and most of our Europa League games. So who's to say we can't go on and beat a Real Madrid or a PSG? Well, I don't think PSG is dropping that anymore, but still.
And we love a glamour tie. We always seem to raise our game.
We'll raise our game.
Yeah, we do. We always tend to raise it in the big games. We always do.
Yeah.
We always look good.
But all right, do you think this doesn't dent your confidence at all going into Sunday's game? That we're definitely gonna, to a side who are struggling in the league at 14th position, and despite this performance, even with a strong team, you're confident that they're definitely going to be up for on Sunday.
The thing is, I'm actually not that confident on Sunday regardless, just because they've been so poor and we've been so good. I said it on Twitter. I don't know if it was Ben that replied or if it was you, but he said Mourinho won't let that happen. I know Mourinho's never lost against Arsenal. Arteta's never won against Tottenham. It's the first home tie we've had in forever. When we got home first, we're first top of the league. They're 14th. Aubameyang is having like the worst form of his life. Lacazette is as well. Their defense looks shaky. Full time Arsenal 3-1 Tottenham, something like that. You can totally see it. But
yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's like everything points to a Spurs victory, which
makes
means
me
it should
think.
be a Spurs. Yeah, it'll end up being a Spurs loss. We've seen that so many times in the
yeah,
past. Yeah,
but I think we still have the same amount of chance to win this game as we did before kickoff. I don't think this affected at all because, like I said, reading into Europa League matches is not an effective way to try and predict your next match in the Premier League because it just doesn't translate.
Absolutely, I agree with that. All
Well,
right.
Ariane, good to have you on as always, and look forward to seeing you either today or on Sunday. Oh, sorry, either tomorrow or on Sunday on the proof.
I'll probably see if I can wake up early enough for that because I do want to
Look
preview the
forward to
North
that.
London Derby. Yeah.
Go. Oh, he's gone. All right, nice one, Ariane. Good to see you, mate, as always. And now we play Alex Roulette. Which Alex do we have on today? Oh, hi Alex, how you doing?
We
mate?
need to have an initial after your Alex, like
Yeah,
Alex
what's
B,
your surname?
like a MC
Alex.
name.
Hello, guys.
Hi guys.
You hear
Hi
me?
mate.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can hear you.
just want-
What's the initial of your surname? Because we need to start separating all the Alexes out here. Can we call you Alex B or something?
D for the
D. Alex D.
Oh,
Okay,
for
we've got
the
Alex D.
football- What, for depression?
I wanted to talk to John.
Yeah.
Talk to John. Because
Yeah,
Please,
John
yeah.
hides
Go for
his
it.
opinions. He
Yes.
does not hide his opinions.
No,
Thank
he
you,
doesn't.
yeah.
Say, John doesn't hide his opinions. What do you think about Tottenham at the moment? Because you know what I think about.
Oh, do you know, I've been backing you
what
up,
I think
believe it or
about-
not, because I know because I like people that speak their mind, even if it's potentially seen as negative, but it's actually constructive because you want to kind of better the team, you want to critique the team. So when
Yeah.
you've come on, you've spoken your mind, even when we've maybe won games, you're still looking at ways to improve the team, and I really like that. And I'm a little bit the same, like even if we win games, I think a real winning attitude is when even when you win, you're still looking at faults to improve, to make sure that you iron out the creases for the next game. And I see when you come on, you make comments. I really like that. I really appreciate that. What I'm noticing at the moment, solid. I think the goals are dried up a little bit. I think that Bale's performances, if we're being really honest, Bale's been poor. I know that's really harsh to say that, but I think he's looked poor. I know he's saying the fitness, but where's the sprinting? The sprinting shouldn't go. The explosiveness shouldn't go. So that's a little bit worrying. Doherty's been poor. Aurier stepped up though. Now that Doherty's looking as though he's not playing as well. I think we're now becoming very reliant on Kane. Kane and Son's relationship was never good. In fact, when Kane and Son used to play, Son never used to shine, and then when Kane was off injured, Son used to step up and really shine. Now we're seeing Kane and Son being a lot more selfless and passing to each other a lot more, and the chemistry suddenly blossomed, which I think is really good. We're really reliant on Kane at the moment, dropping deep and playing in that cam role. I don't know. I feel as though it's on a knife edge at the moment. If we go on a bad run of form, people will be pointing fingers at Mourinho. If we can scrape out these 1-0 victories, and everyone's going, "Oh, we're great, we're title challengers." It's on that edge at the moment.
Why is it only a scrape or a loss? Why?
Can I just say something? Can I just say something about the Bell thing? Yeah, I said after Southampton, everyone was going mad about Bell. I said it was desperate. Yeah, I still think it's desperate. Everyone's now saying he's absolutely rubbish. What did I say? I'm not
What
having
did you
a go
say?
at
What was
Bell.
your opinion about Bale?
Well, I said it was desperate. I said it was desperate.
By Spurs,
Yeah.
you said.
Oh, a desperate signing.
I said it was desperate because I said, why are you going back to the past and you're not looking to the future? Why have you got a big training ground, wanting to build a youth team, and getting young players through, and you're bringing an old player back who's gone out of his prime at the moment? You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense.
Even someone like Marcus Edwards, who was looking like really, could have been a real good player, just suddenly didn't even get a look in, did he?
Marcus Edwards.
No, I'm not saying I prefer him, but I'm saying someone like Marcus Edwards was a real talent coming through, and he never got a look in, did he?
I want to state this about Bill. He's done very good for the youth players. So I've got to say this about Bill, So, I mean, he's done well in terms of that. I can't have a go at the team because there is still a good feeling in the team at the moment. I can't have a go at them. But one thing I will say, well, a couple of things. I don't like Mourinho. I don't like the comments he's made today. Okay, that's pathetic. That's
Which ones?
absolutely
Which comments do
pathetic.
you not like?
Well, I don't like where he's digging up the players. He's making it about the players than him. It's all about him now. You know what I mean? I don't like that. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be talking about the players like that. Keep it in-house. Talk to the players in the changing room. You know what I mean? Don't talk about things outside because then it's like all the rumours now are starting circulating. Who are you talking about? Who are you talking about? You know what I mean? And like you can see Sanchez. Everyone's having a go at Sanchez at the moment. He's got no confidence. He's got no confidence.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You saw Ali. Even Dyer mentioned it as well. Ali's got no confidence. He's growing confidence now. But, you know, players need confidence. It's all about mentality, you know, mental side of the game. You know what I mean? I don't like when he makes comments like that. It doesn't work for me. Yeah, and I will say this about this game today, Everyone says that I think it was a good result against Chelsea, okay? But we were too defensive, And the defensive mentality is carried on. And because we're too lower, we're too back, you know, we're not too high. We can't go too up in the further up the pitch. We're too lower down. You know, we're too. I can't think of the word. Deep.
Yeah, we're too regressed. We're playing too deep. Yeah.
Yeah, too deep. We're too deep, and teams are finding us out now. Chelsea, you can see Chelsea. You can see Chelsea going to do us on Sunday. You could see it because it's just you knew that they were just going to try and stop Kane, stop Son, stop Højbjerg. You stop Tottenham. Done. You know what I mean? It's quite easy. You know what I mean? You can see Neil will whittle all over it, or Chelsea going to score. It was just so easy. You know what I mean? And just like, it was just so defensive that I think the mentality now, everyone's, I mean, I heard some Spurs fans criticising Son and Kane, saying that they did nothing. But why are you blaming Kane and Son when they're our best players? One, firstly. And secondly, they were instructed to be defensive in that game. They were instructed to defend in that game. Reguilon, when he came forward, Mourinho was telling him off. Why are you going so forward? Why are you going so high up the pitch? So they were told to be defensive in that game. So why are you having to go at top? Why are you having to go at the players for? It's the manager who's telling them to what they're doing. You see what I'm saying? I'm surprised that Ndombele and the Celso and Højbjerg don't work because what Mourinho does with them is says, you do this, you do that, you do this. You know that Ndombele needs to develop more further because he's got more to his game. Yeah. Okay, I'm not having that Ndombele, but he's got more to his game. He's a better player in that.
Yeah, you can see there's an even better player in him than what we're seeing, and the Celso as well.
I mean, they're saying that he's world class. He's not even world class because if you have Pochettino have that player right now, or Klopp, you'll see a world class player create the star. The Celso create a star. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It's like, who's the star in Tottenham? It's Kane, but you know, Kane's always been a star for Tottenham.
Yeah.
Son, he's always been a star for Tottenham. The only reason why Son's a star for Tottenham is because of Pochettino. Simple as that. So
you're saying they're stifled. So the new players that are coming through right now, they're kind of stifled by the way that we're playing. Yeah.
This team, they might win something, a Carabao Cup, which is still a failure for Tottenham because we need top 4. Like I need to remind people because. As I heard, as everyone knows before, I mean, I'm hearing now people will say that we need to buy players. We've got no money. So, I mean, if we don't get Champions League, we're not going to have the money to spend in it.
You don't think we're going to get Champions League this season?
So, I don't understand the logic anyway.
Do you not think we're getting Champions League?
Next season, if we carry on with this manager, I've got to be honest.
Say it again, Tim.
Do you not think we're getting Champions League this season?
As I said before, it's a long way to go in this season. We have to get Champions League this season.
Yes,
and you know this by for the financial.
Why can't we? We're top of the league. Why? Surely we're.
Yeah, but we're in December, mate. Well. We're in December, mate. I'm not getting excited about December. You know what I mean? Like,
okay, let's finish on solution-orientated thinking here. What needs to happen for this team to start excelling, and the players that look like they're stifled to start, you know, playing as they should, expressing themselves? What do you think needs to happen? What are the changes that need to happen?
Well, all I can say is, because you know what Mourinho is going to be like. He's a manager. Okay, we need to see more of Sacramento coaching these players to be better. You know, to get the best out of them more, to get the attacking side of them out more, the pressing side of them out more. You see what I'm saying? But I don't think we're going to see that because we're too defensive. We're going to play this, defensive football and be on the counter attack all the time now. So I don't think it's going to be like that. You see what I'm saying? So but that's the way I'm saying it. I mean, I can't give you solutions, John. All I can tell you is what I'm seeing at the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
But do you not think that
Mourinho's
way is known? It's he has a way of playing which, through what history tells us, wins league titles. That's what history tells us.
Yeah,
So
but history is history, mate. History's history, mate. And we've not won anything for a long time. So
right, and now we have someone who's going to win something.
I know you're getting wound up, Sim, but man, it's not.
But you're saying we haven't won anything. All right, if history's history, then we haven't won anything in age. That's also history. And now we live in the present.
Mate, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
What doesn't
matter? It doesn't matter, Sim.
Why?
You've been brainwashed by Mourinho, mate. You've been brainwashed.
What's brainwashed? Look at his record. At every club, he's won trophies. Look at his record.
Oh, mate. You know what? You're just a fan of Mourinho, yeah? Everyone just wants to see Mourinho. It's a Mourinho.
You don't want to win trophies. You don't want to win.
Because everyone just talks about Mourinho. It's about the squad, yeah?
Yes.
Right? It's about the squad, okay?
Yes.
If Kane's not playing, another player needs to step up, okay? I'm surprised that Tanyanga's playing centre back when you're saying that he's a fullback in the conference when he's saying it. You know, he says he's a fullback. So I don't understand why he's playing centre back if you're saying he's a fullback. You know, it's just a lot of confusing messages.
He said he's a multifunctional defender as well.
He did say that. He did say that.
He did. That's a fact. What do you mean?
That's what he said. He said. Why? Even Alisson go ask the question. Why do you not mention Tanga as a centre back?
Yeah.
He said. He's a fullback. That's what he said.
He said yes. He says he's a fullback and he's a multifunctional defender. So, like guys, Biliqueta or something who play fullback and centre back. That's how we see someone like Tanganga. But in terms of you saying he doesn't give the players confidence like someone like Dele Alli, but when Mourinho first came in, Dele was flying. Dele was scoring goals. You know, you all remember Dele has been off form for a couple of years now. So when Mourinho first came in, it was a big achievement, or it was well done for Mourinho to get Dele playing. And it's not Mourinho's fault that Dele yet again hasn't hit those heights as he did as he has previously. I don't see how you can put down to Jose when under Poch he was also failing to get the best out of Dele.
Poch knew how to make stars. Yeah, he knew how to make stars. Klopp knows how to make stars. Yeah, well, I'm not, because at the end of the day, reality is
Lampard wasn't half the player until Mourinho came to Chelsea.
Yeah, well, you can talk about the past, mate, but we talk about the future. At the moment, I don't.
Dele Alli's in the past.
Well. I'm looking at them. I'm looking forward. This guy does not make stars. Yeah, and until he proves that, okay. We will see what happens. Okay,
let's see what happens, because I think this debate could go on forever, and we've got more guests to bring on. But I see the jury is, I guess, still out until Jose still wins a trophy or gets the players playing absolutely out of their skin. Then we can't really make a decision. Yay or no, can we? So
at the moment, you've just got to back Mourinho for what he's doing with the squad. Yeah, I don't know how you can't. I understand that maybe at some games football's not great. You talk about Chelsea, we didn't do much. I would have liked us to see do us more as we did at Chelsea. But at the end of the day, he got the result. He got the draw, kept us top of the league, and that's the main thing. And that's what Mourinho's about. He's about results, and you can't get results if the team isn't on your side. And believe me, the team is on his side.
Alex, too much listening to the media with the Mourinho propaganda. That's what it is.
I'm enjoying this battle with you guys, man. And by the way, I've got to say this. Dave, great channel. Enjoyed his channel. So big up to his channel. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to say that as well. I just wanted to say that. But mate, you're not going to get me on no Mourinho train at the moment.
On the Mourinho train. He's not on the Mourinho train.
I'm on the Mourinho train at the moment.
I said if Mourinho wins the league, would you still like Mourinho? He said no.
It's a little bit harsh.
I just think Tottenham fans can't take an opinion. That's it, man. They can't take an opinion. If you don't like,
so how can you not love a Tottenham manager?
You can't take an opinion. That's it. You know what I mean?
Right, before this gets ugly.
You think I'm blinded by my love for Mourinho? You're blinded by your hate.
God, it's not getting ugly,
mate. That's
the
reality.
God, it's not getting ugly, mate.
Come on, let's stick together.
I want to read this comment before we leave. It's from Colin Lumsden. He says, if we play as well as Alex's toothpaste cleans his teeth, we'll win by 5.
We don't need to get personal, man.
It's not. What's a compliment? That's a compliment. He's saying you have really nice, healthy teeth.
He's actually spent £5. He spent £5 to tell you how nice your teeth look.
Not you, Sim. Not not you, Sim. Not you, Sim. I'm just talking about the comment. Not you, Sim. Not you, Sim.
I know. I'm saying the comment was a compliment.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying.
Yes, that's fine. But it's
right.
it's good chatting to you guys. Good to speak
right,
to you,
well
John.
done.
Cheers.
Have you on,
Good
Alex.
to speak to you,
Good to
Alex.
speak to you, John.
Nice one, matey.
Nice one, Alex. Well, it's always good to get Alex on.
No, but look, it's good to
Anyway.
have people that aren't just being what's the word? Not fickle, but just always saying positive things just because we're. It's nice to have people critique every now and then. If we're all the same, we're all
Every now and again, every week.
every week. Come back, Alex.
Someone says we lost 100 subs. I hope that's not true. But next up, last caller, I believe. Last caller of the night. We have Case.
Case, where are you from, Case?
Jamaica.
Casey.
Jamaica, Kingston.
Yes.
There we go.
Very well travelled, aren't you, John?
Jamaica, or
Very
did
well
she
travelled.
leave on her own accord? Okay.
Case, nice to have you on.
Yeah.
We drew on 3-3 of LASK today. Do you mind moving your camera maybe slightly up because we only see half your face. There we go. Beautiful. What did you make of the game today? Did you think that we deserved a point out of the game?
LASK played very well, but it looks like the boys didn't want to win today.
Why do you think that is?
They're playing very sloppy.
Do you think Mourinho? Mourinho was. Do you mind? Yeah,
There we go. Get in frame,
Beautiful.
brother.
Yeah,
That's
just sit still like that. Perfect.
Don't move.
Do you think Mourinho, after the game, he accused some of the players of not taking the game or not being motivated for the game? Do you think that was true?
Not really.
Not really. So you believe that everyone was fully motivated to try and win for Spurs?
What? Wait, ask that question again, please.
Jose, at the end of the game, he said that a lot of the players, he thinks a lot of the players were not motivated because it was a Europa League game. They didn't have that motivation to try their hardest.
I believe it's true because Tottenham already know they're through. Look at their group. Just look at their group.
Yeah. Do you think we can win Europa League?
Definitely. You guys have the squad to win it.
Us guys, do you not support Spurs?
You're not Spurs?
No, I'm not a Spurs fan, but
You're not Spurs. Oh right, okay. That's a bit of a
Who do
turn
you
up for the
support?
books.
Manchester City.
Man
wow,
City.
we got a
Man City fan out here. Did you enjoy the game a couple weeks ago?
No, not really. I was crying.
Well, let me ask you a Man City because they've not had the best of times this season. But do you think they're going to finish above Spurs this season?
No, Spurs are going to finish higher than us.
You think so? Why is that? What's wrong with Man City this season?
We're not focused on this season. We're focused on next season.
I see. You're focused on next season, but with
Mañana.
with Pep Guardiola, signing a new contract, there's things to look forward to for next season, right?
Definitely.
And I want to know from an outsider looking in, can Tottenham win the league?
Yeah, they have the squad to win the team, If Liverpool slip up again, Spurs are definitely winning this. Chelsea has no chance.
If you could take one Spurs player and only one Spurs player, who would it be?
Definitely Son. I'm
Son.
tired of it.
The Man City killer. the Man City assassin. Of course you would.
You're probably sick of the sight of it.
Yeah.
All right, one last question before we let you go, Case. Mourinho or Pep Guardiola? I want to know.
That's so hard, yeah.
At least you appreciated the gravity of this question.
He's gone for Fraudiola. He's gone for Fraudiola.
Can I say something?
Yeah. Sure, go for it.
I'd like to shout out my cousin Fabian Riley.
Oh, that was your cousin, Fabian.
Oh, that was your cousin who was on before, Fabian.
From earlier, okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Shout out to him. We couldn't get him back, unfortunately, because he had some problems. But shout out to Fabian for sure. Is he a Spurs fan, right?
Yes, he's a Spurs fan. We have fight all the time.
Well, you might be the first non-Spurs fan to come on the fan show, so that's the first.
Surprisingly not.
Oh, is it not?
Surprisingly
Okay.
not.
All right.
But there you go. We have.
He told me about the show.
Sorry?
He told him.
Oh, he told you. All right, I see. Well, it's good to have you on, Case. Maybe we'll get you on in the future as well. But really appreciate your call and appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, man.
Nice one.
Enjoy
Nice one,
mid-table.
Case. He's a little kid, John. You gotta give him a right to reply.
Just as he's leaving.
Oh my god, John. Oh my god. All right. I think that was the last caller. All right. Well,
Yeah,
that
okay.
was it, lads. It was expressions. What
Have we
was
got
the one?
expressions?
Let me just. I don't know if he apparently he's in the chat.
Can we cue him in?
One sec.
Joe? Here he is.
What's he saying?
Where am I here? I can hear him somewhere.
No, he's just saying a voice.
Oh, he's left a voicemail.
He's
Okay.
using the chat. Hello, expressions. Nice to see you and hear from you as always. He's
Joe, have we got one? Have we got another one?
She weren't even from Jamaica, blood. I'm pissed, fam. I'm pissed, blood.
Too much. All right.
Okay.
That was
it.
That was it. That's the end of the
Okay,
show.
good. Well done,
Thank
everyone.
you, everyone, for all your calls, your
Yeah.
likes, your comments, your super chats. Wasn't the best result.
We got the
wasn't
job
best
done.
performance. The job is
We got
done.
the job done. Look, we're through. Probably going to finish top. Let's be honest. If we don't, it's still all right. We'll get a tougher game in the knockout stages. We'll probably win that because we do better against the glamour sides, the bigger sides anyway.
Exactly.
Let's focus on the league. Let's focus on smashing the Gunners.
That's the main
the
thing.
Gonads.
I don't care what happens. We have to win.
We have to
on Sunday.
win that game.
We have to win.
Yeah.
Make it 11 points clear. We need
11
that.
goals.
Make it 6 defeats out of 11 games for Arsenal.
Yeah.
I think that'll be over half their games they've lost. That'll
Yeah,
just
yeah,
look
yeah.
beautiful.
We need to really
that will look beautiful.
Yeah. We really need to
stick the boot in.
twist the knife in.
Kick them while they're down.
Absolutely.
Stomp on them while they're down. That's what we need to do.
We've never played them when they've been this shit, have we?
Yeah, that's
so,
true.
and we've never been this.
But
We've never been this far
I
ahead
don't
of them.
care how bad they've been. I've got no doubt they're going to have their best performance of the season.
Yeah, they're going to show up. It's going to be a cup final
doubt.
to them.
Exactly.
So,
So we need to show more motivation than we showed today. That's for sure.
but it's going to be a completely different game. Let's not judge it on today's performance. You know, the league and the Europa are two completely different entities. Remember when we lost to Antwerp? It didn't affect the league performances. In fact, we looked better in the league. So I expect the same thing to happen this weekend. I think.
Can I just?
Let's go there with a lot of positive attitude,
just,
positive
one
intentions.
sec, leave you guys with one more image from Jose's Instagram.
Snowze.
There we go. It says
Snowze
training
Mourinho.
tomorrow at 12. That clearly shows what Jose feels about today's performance. I'm sure you're all waiting for Jose's latest Instagram post. That's what you're all waiting for. So I thought we'd give the people what they want. That's Jose Mourinho's post. All right. Exactly the greatest Instagrammer out there at the moment, Jose Mourinho. Well, anyway. Let's wrap up the show. Thanks again, everyone, for all your comments, your likes, your views, and the watch along as well. Really appreciate it. John, it's good to have you on the fan show. It's really good to have you on today.
It's really nice to be back.
I've enjoyed having you on today.
Yeah.
So it's good to have John on as well. Let me know in the comments section below how you thought of the game. Like, subscribe, and comment below.
Always, come on, Spurs!